Hello and welcome to SuccessWorks' multi-part series on how to job search. My name's Beth Carabin. I'm one of the career and internship specialists at SuccessWorks, and today I'm going to talk to you about where to even begin your job search. If you have no idea where to start, this is a good place to begin with part one, reading job descriptions. We'll jump over to Handshake. We're going to be using Handshake for the majority of this series. So if you aren't sure how to use Handshake, you can look below for videos to teach you about the technical use of the platform. Today, though, we're going to look a little closer at a job description that I've pulled already for an inside sales representative with Heartland Business Systems in Wausau, Wisconsin. We're going to look further below here and kind of pick apart this job description. It's worth noting that job descriptions all look a little different based on who wrote them. We're going to talk about some key sections here. Not every job will have these sections, but ideally they'll all have at least one or two of these. This position gives us a really nice summary right off the bat that is kind of a general description of what this job is going to be, an overview. This position is an inside sales rep. It will be supporting an outside sales representative. We'll have the responsibility of maintaining and introducing product offerings throughout the entire sales process, to do some other stuff down here. Basically, this position is going to be supporting an outside sales rep. So the outside sales rep will go out and make the sales. This position is going to do a lot of the back-end support. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see the essential function section. Every job description should have this. This is giving you that list of responsibilities that you will be asked to do on the job. Much like a rubric for a class, these will likely be the areas where you'll be assessed. They might ask you to meet certain sales criteria or keep up good performance in certain areas, but these will be the job duties that you'll be asked to do. This section is useful for understanding if you want to apply for this job, but also if you're doing job research on what sort of positions you want to apply for. You can read through these bullet points and ask yourself if these items would be something you'd want to do on a daily basis. Remember, there are a bunch of them here, so it's not like you'll be doing any one of these 100% of the time, but these collection of functions will be what your day looks like at this position. So you can ask yourself, for example, this position wants you to collect and process necessary paperwork from customers, to include credit applications, signed standards, etc. So you can ask yourself, does collecting paperwork from customers and processing it, presumably, as part of the job sound like something that excites me? If it is, maybe some of these criteria are things you might be interested in searching for later, and that we'll use in the next video. We'll talk about how to use these terms to improve your search results over time. For now, let's scroll down. We see the next section, Qualifications and Skills. In this case, it's broken out into two sections. As I say, not every job description will write them this way. This job description is an excellent one, though, for us because it tells us exactly the criteria we need to demonstrate to win this job. These soft skills are all things that we want to make sure are obvious on our resume, that are called out in our cover letter, and that we're prepared to talk about in an interview, because we know that if we can check these, it's like 10 criteria, then we will prove ourselves a good fit for this role. Additionally, we have the skills, and they've given us the specific requirements. Most jobs will write up their requirements like this, where everyone is familiar with the 2+ years of experience or what have you. These are kind of the basic qualifications for what this position is looking for, though it's worth noting that these items are often soft requirements. Often students will assume that if they don't check every box, so to speak, in this section, that they should not apply for the job. In this case, they do give us 2 levels of experience. This is the basic, this is the advanced. I would say that a student who can read through these and feels fairly confident about making a case that they are qualified should definitely apply. A recent UW grad, for example, might have 2 to 4 years of administrative experience in an internship and a part-time job, and maybe working a summer job as an admin. If you can add that up to 2 years of experience, go for it. If it's a little less, can't hurt to apply. Again, the worst thing that happens when you apply for a job is they say no, and that's all right. You'll find another one. But if you don't ask, then you won't get the job. So it's always better to apply. In this case, they also want somebody that has some kind of technical consulting or sales experience and all the things that come with that, ideally via the phone. So if you have sold retail, if you sold in your internship, if you did some freelance sales work, if you have taken sales classes, this might be something that you can, those are all things you can use to address this criteria. And then they want somebody who can use a computer. Ideally, if you've worked in a sales position before, you should be in a really good spot for this. If I was a student looking at this position right now, I would tell you I would ignore this 4.5 years of experience. They ideally would like somebody who's got that, but you are more than qualified in that 2 to 4 year range of admin experience if you have that on your resume. So if you fit this criteria, if you feel like you can make a persuasive case that you fit, go ahead and apply externally. And when the application is another step, we'll talk about that in a different case. For now, let's continue looking for more jobs.